alla lunga di Gorgatos a cercare Recoba che lascia filtrare Zamorano, Recoba e poi pallone in gol.
Largo sulla destra c'è Saverio, palla in corsia, Recoba entra solo, il tiro, gol, e gol. Il cross, prima intenzione, Bobo anticipato, palla vagante, mette giù, Recoba, il tiro, e gol.
If asked who the most striking footballer was in the late 90s and early 2000s, perhaps the name Alvaro Recoba would not cross many people's minds. However, even though his name is still less well known than players like Ronaldo Nazario, Hernan Crespo, and Adriano, Recoba will definitely be remembered by Italian football fans, especially Inter Milan. Elchino, as he is known, is a Uruguayan footballer who has a powerful and accurate left foot kick. Having joined Inter alongside Ronaldo Nazario, Recoba was clearly doubted to be able to rival the Brazilian legend. Indeed, in the first match of the 1997-1998 Serie A season against Brescia, he came on as a substitute. However, even though he was only brought on 18 minutes before the end of the match, it was enough for Elchino to silence all doubters about him. Shortly after he came on, the Nerazzurri conceded and were 1-0 down. However, he managed to spectacularly equalize in the 89th minute with a long-range shot from 30 meters, nicknamed Thunder Bastard. Then, 3 minutes later, Inter won a free kick. Recoba stepped up to take the penalty. He unleashed a powerful shot into the top corner of the Brescia goal. It defies the laws of physics, fans commented on Recoba's free kick. The Uruguayan youth's left foot possessed incredible power and precision, like a magician's wand, capable of creating sharp, powerful curves, often leaving opposing goalkeepers baffled. His shots always found their way into hard-to-reach corners. In fact, people at the time even thought, if England has David Beckham, then Inter and Uruguay have Alvaro Recoba. In that match against Brescia, Inter successfully staged a comeback thanks to 2 goals from Recoba. He also managed to completely drown Ronaldo out in the match. Speaking of Recoba, it's inextricably linked to 2 opposing elements: laziness and beauty. A footballer who consistently displays beauty in every play is the result of repeated, rigorous training. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo are 2 examples. But Recoba is different. If training starts at 7 in the morning, he still continues to sleep and lays around, not rushing to get to the training ground. As a result, he arrived late, with punishment from the coach looming. In an interview, Recoba also revealed that he disliked physical training. At first glance, Recoba's statement might seem arrogant, but that's just the way he is. Alvaro Alexander Recoba Rivero was born in 1976 in Montevideo, Uruguay. He goes by the unusual nickname Elchino, the Chinese, because of his oriental features. He was first spotted by Sandro Mazzola, an Inter legend from the 1960s, while Recoba was playing for Nacional of Montevideo. He was a pure talent, an unexpected genius, and a symbol of football that could ignite dreams. Almost legendary stories about his childhood circulate from Uruguay. A torrent of goals, single-handedly turning games around, and a free-spirited, unconventional character. Discovered by Rafa Peron, he grew up at Danubio FC, a team that also produced talents like Diego Forlan and Edison Cavani, but Recoba matured with Nacional. Indeed, at the age of 20, Recoba scored 30 goals in 27 league appearances. Mazzola, convinced he had found a genius in Uruguay, immediately alerted his friend Massimo Moratti, who had previously served as president of Inter, who immediately raised £15 million to bring him to Italy. Sure enough, Inter officially brought him to Italy in the summer of 1997. However, his arrival was overshadowed by the then world record transfer of Ronaldo Nazario from Barcelona, making him the center of media and fan attention. Despite his quiet arrival, Recoba immediately stole the show on his debut, scoring 2 brilliant goals in the final 18 minutes of the match to save Inter from defeat against Brescia. Although Recoba scored 2 stunning goals on his debut, the Giuseppe Meazza crowd was more interested in watching the other youngster, Ronaldo. Recoba and Ronaldo were a mismatched duo for the Nerazzurri. Despite a more phenomenal debut, Ronaldo found himself playing more often in the first team. Recoba was a stubborn and difficult player to manage. Despite being very close to Javier Zanetti, the captain's work ethic somehow didn't rub off on his teammate. Meanwhile, Ronaldo was praised by his coach as the best striker he'd ever coached. As a result, Luigi Simone, then Inter Milan's manager, opted to field Ronaldo over Recoba. At the end of the season, La Beneamata won the UEFA Cup and Ronaldo starred. Recoba, meanwhile, didn't play a single second in the match. Failing to break into Internazionale's first team, Recoba was then loaned to Venezia in the middle of the 1998-99 season. There he performed sharply, scoring 11 goals and 9 assists in 19 matches, and helped Venezia escape the relegation trap that season. After a brilliant loan spell, Recoba returned to Internazionale ahead of the 1999-2000 season. Luigi Simone was no longer in charge of the team, having been replaced by Marcelo Lippi. However, the struggle to break into the first team this time is tougher, because Internazionale's front line is filled with famous names such as Ronaldo, Roberto Baggio, Adrian Mutu, Ivan Zamorano, and new recruit Christian Vieri. However, Ronaldo's horrific injury gave Recoba the opportunity to take over a crucial role in Inter's attack. His partnership with Ivan Zamorano resulted in a fourth-place finish at the end of the season, and he became the club's second highest scorer with 10 goals. Thanks to his impressive performances, Recoba was rewarded with a contract extension in 2001. His salary increased dramatically. He became the highest-paid player in the world at the time, surpassing Zinedine Zidane, Rivaldo, and Raul Gonzalez, who had won the Champions League in the 1999-2000 season. Years later, Maratti once said, "Recoba was everything I loved about football, and he once told me I had paid too much for him." The contract was clearly intended as a symbol of Maratti's trust, hoping to spur Recoba on to further improve his skills. Unfortunately, that hope didn't go according to plan. 5 months after the contract extension, Recoba was banned for 1 year by the Italian Football Federation for carrying a fake passport for traveling. Recoba's performance also began to decline, partly due to the injuries that plagued him. After an appeal, the ban was reduced to just 4 months. After his suspension expired, Recoba immediately joined the Internazionale squad to compete for the Scudetto with Juventus and AS Roma. In the final match of the 2001-2002 season, Hector Cooper's Inter Milan needed only to beat Lazio to secure first place. However, the result was the opposite. Recoba and his teammates lost 2-4, relinquishing the Scudetto to Juventus, while Inter Milan slipped to third place. The following season, Recoba enjoyed the best season of his career at Inter. Hernan Crespo was brought in to replace Ronaldo, and Christian Vieri was added. The three players played a key role in Inter's run to the Champions League semi-finals. Unfortunately, they lost to city rivals AC Milan. Meanwhile, in Serie A, the Inter trio also failed to match Juventus's prowess in Serie A. Maratti then appointed Alberto Zaccheroni as Inter's manager for the following season. Zaccheroni gave Recoba a free role. The decision proved to be the right one, as Recoba achieved an incredible goals per minute ratio, scoring 11 goals in all competitions. Unfortunately, Recoba's performance was hampered again after injuries devastated almost his entire body, including knee, ankle, and shoulder injuries. As a result, Recoba was left struggling to maintain consistent play. Internazionale then won the Scudetto in the 2005-2006 season. However, Recoba did not play a big role in Inter's achievements due to injury, as well as the title in the following season. In the 2007-2008 season, he was loaned to Torino, his final Serie A club. The loan was intended to help Recoba regain his best form. Unfortunately, he seemed to succumb to injuries, which further limited his playing time. After 11 seasons in Italy, Recoba moved to Panionios, where he was arguably the Greek club's most famous player at the time. Unfortunately, Recoba only lasted a season and a half. Injuries prevented him from showing his best form in the land of the gods. As a result, Recoba decided to return to Uruguay. He joined Danubio and eventually returned to Nacional. Recoba helped Nacional win the Uruguayan league title in his first season. It was with Nacional that Recoba ended his football career in 2015 at the age of 40. Argentine legend Juan Sebastian Veron called Recoba the best player, although his friend was reluctant to accept it. Meanwhile, Maratti preferred Recoba over Ronaldo as a player who could do things that normal players couldn't. Clearly, Recoba will be remembered more for his incredible goals than his numbers. He scored 11 goals and 69 caps for the Uruguayan national team, participated in the 2002 World Cup and 2 Copa America tournaments. He almost turned his natural genius into a fortune worth millions in the world of football. It was truly a near miss. Although Recoba's career was plagued by injuries and controversy, his classy left-footed strikes are truly memorable.